No, not at all. A lot of teams have been getting a lot of points off of her because she's not used to it. She gets pulled out of rhythm. Nuss is just so mentally strong, it's okay to attack the taller player from time to time.
This matchup is so interesting, right? You got a Canada team that just qualified, one of the last teams to get into the field. On the other side, for Team USA, they had such an amazing 2023. They knew where they were in after the first year of qualification, so they could really tune things in to be at their best when their best was needed here under the bright lights of Paris.
So the Canadians, with Heather Bansley serving, good rotation. They get their big blocker up front. Now here comes Taryn Cloth. And Cloth tapping, Bansley on it. Bansley, no, she's into the net.
Yes!
6-2, the American team has the lead. Bansley, the elder, at 36. Bukovic at 28.
And 36 is an elder, oh man.
Bansley blocked. Bansley stuffed and down.
No!
They're going to have Cloak take a lot of line. She's going to wait. She's going to make you go really high over the top. And then across the court, Nuss just sitting in the pocket. That's like old school defensive volleyball.
Nuss with the serve. And Bansley hitting at the defending Cloak.
She got close, pulling off the net. I think it's smart. You can see Sophie Bukovic is pulling that ball off the net, which is great, especially for Bansley.
And now Bukovic with the serve. They'll go to Cloth. I think another thing too, Misty May, is that she just makes you pay. She drives you nuts.
No, absolutely. The shorter players, we know how to manipulate the court, right? We're going to aim for that perimeter.
So here is Taryn Cloth, the South Dakota Gatorade Player of the Year back in the day. Here comes Bansley. And Bansley going cross court. Bansley has all the shots. She's pretty cagey.
And she's going to make the digs, right? It's really going to be when she gets in those trouble situations and the transition plays. When she's in system, easy put away. It's going to be when she's in a tough spot. Can she get herself out of trouble and be a little patient?
Canada's got 3 kills, but they have 4 errors. Now Bansley trailing by 4. Nuss with the set. And spinning it down the line of beauty.
Yes!
Are you surprised that Cloth is not hitting more early?
I am a little bit surprised she isn't staying aggressive and hitting. I think as a player, it's hard to go from shooting the ball to...
Yes! They get it?
All right, we'll take a quick break. The United States off to a... Cloth and Nuss have scored a point.
She gets the point, yes.
Here's Kristen Nuss. And Nuss, cut shot, 2-5.
She hasn't seen a serve lately, so it was a good strategy by Canada to feed her one. She got, I think, a little under the ball, tried to make this cut shot too perfect. Put it right in the net.
So now Heather Bansley eyeballing Nuss. Goes back to her. And Nuss out of bounds.
The
surprise there.
The window for Nuss is so small. She's one of the smallest players historically to ever play in the Olympic Games, and so the jump's got to be there, the touch has got to be there. She doesn't have the room for error that her taller partner does.
Same height as Barbara Fontana back in the day, the 1996 Olympian with Linda Hanley. Now Nuss. And a little tapper. Nice! Oh! Nuss is there. Kristen Nuss. Got it!
Yes!
For me, Canada was a little short in that court on the drop. They left a lot of room behind them, and she was able to capitalize with that off. And left splits the defense.
The serve to Bansley. And Bansley takes a rip.
And I like that, right? You can't go head-to-head with the 6'4" Cloak. You got to move her out to the left. You got to move her back behind. You got to make sure she's got to move her feet, not just a standing target.
Vukovic to serve. Set is off. Nice up. Bansley. Nuss sticks back. And it's
Yes! What? Yes.
Cloth and Nuss, after a brief interlude there, they lead it 12-9.
Worried for such a treat. These are the two best defenders in the field for me, and you're going to see rallies like this all day long, and it's going to be some of the creative plays, like the lefty shot from Cloak to finish the point.
Kristen Nuss and Taryn Cloth, longtime partners. And as you see, they have a 12-9 lead. And Heather Bansley and her partner Sophie Vukovic putting up a good fight so far.
So far.
It's interesting, right? You can see on this bench, they have a really set relationship, right? You got Bansley, who's the coach on the court. You got Vukovic, who's the general up in the front. But there's definitely a coach and pupil relationship there.
Bansley, once again, a three-time Olympian. Fifth with Brandy Wilkerson back in 2021, and then fifth with Sarah Pavin back in 2016. Now Bansley going to try it again. Off speed, out of bounds.
Yes!
Perfect pass, perfect set. If you go and see her play in a normal tournament, she will never miss that shot by that much.
Bansley has 5 hitting errors, which is a huge surprise. Cloth doing her best job at the net.
And that's what Cloth is supposed to do. She's supposed to force those errors on her opponents.
I mean, this team plays defense a lot like Carrie and Misty did for years and years, right? Really putting the
Stone serve for Bansley.
On Misty May, let her play the defense just like Nuss does for this team.
Yeah, Carrie would force them either for me to dig it, or she'd be blocking the ball. Here's that good serve right down the middle. A little bit of confusion, but it's shifting away to the right of Cloth. She just wasn't able to handle it.
Bansley will try it again. It's an ace.
Yes! Oh, come on.
Much needed for Canada right now.
Canada scored another
Let's see what she
point.
does on this one. It's kind of the middle again, but it drifted the
It
opposite
did.
way. Let's see where she puts it this time.
13-12 now. Off speed and the post is good.
Yes!
It looks so easy, but it's not, right? She's able to see where the blocker is, the defender in the back, and then tuck it away.
United States leading 14-12, but Canada right on them. Cross court, done by Kristen Nuss. Nuss floats it. Bansley goes and gets it. That's trouble. It's tight, and the poke is out of bounds. And
Yes!
And you can actually see Cloak saying, hey, I touched the ball, let's get this show on the road. So interesting, right?
Well, that was nice of her.
Well, the camera never lies, Misty.
Right?
that used to be a staple back in the Paleozoic era. You would call your own touches, more of an honor system, but with the officials, you don't do that anymore.
Marlo played with honor? Wow.
The officials, Gisele Amantino from Brazil and Satone Mariko from Japan. Now the Americans up 15-12 and make it now 13 with the point. So 15-13 if they have that score right. And Close.
Yes.
Nothing has been traditional about Cloth and Nuss. One of the big things is everybody thought they'd move to California, but they want to stay in Louisiana. That's where their coach is. That's where their training happens with Mangos, and they want to stay in Baton Rouge. They want to let everybody know that you don't have to move to Southern Cal to be great.
Waiting, and that's what you want as a blocker. Wait, make your defender wait. She's just taking too long to take the look.
Sometimes you see the hitter drop her head. That means a shot is coming. That time she made up her mind she was going to pound it.
I like how she came in aggressive. She's got to stay aggressive. Hit off the hands. Roll it to the corner. Stay high. But just don't take that long look.
Hey, and I'll tell you the other thing is you really don't need to take a look against Cloth and Nuss because you know they're going to be blocking line, defending the angle 99% of the time.
Little poke into the net. Free ball, Close. And Close.
Yes.
She took care of the ball, just shot it down the line.
And that's how she's always played. I'll tell you, I still remember it like it was yesterday. She's one of the few players who's ever won an AVP event in their very first try.
That was back in Atlanta early on. The poke is long. Another hitting error.
And it happens to us all, right? This happens. They're gonna take this time out, recollect their thoughts.
And this is an interesting dilemma for Canada, right? Because if Bukovic is struggling, well, you've got the coach on the court. Bansley can help her out. But if Bansley needs help right now, take a look at Bukovic. She's got a hand on her shoulder. She's got to be making eye contact. She's got to be reaching out. And the biggest surprise here is that Bansley's even on the court, right? Because 2022, she said, hey, I had a great career, heavy heart, I'm moving on, I'm going to go do some coaching, I'm going to go pay forward to the next generation. She was actually away from the sport for 16 months, and the next thing you know, making a last-minute run with Bukovic, and here she is.
He has been a great player for a long time. But the United States has stepped on the gas here, Misty May Trainer. And a 4-point lead. The United States has scored 4 of the last 5 points. They'll try it again. Ness can't get there. You know, it's interesting how they talk about the defense for the United States. You kind of mentioned it or alluded to it. Cloth, you block the ball, and Kristen Nuss, you get everything else. Go get it. Bukovic. Her vision.
Yes.
So what you have to do is some advanced moves. You actually have to double up. So you send Bukovic to block the angle, but then you tuck in and play defense in the angle as well.
So Cloth will serve it and then charge the net. Little tapper, Kristen Nuss read it well. And a cut shot.
Yes.
Just to help relieve that pressure that Bansley's feeling a little bit with serve receive.
So the first set point is coming up for the United States. Look at that cut shot. Misty, you had a great one, slicing and dicing on the net. So here we go. The United States trying to wrap up the first set. Bansley takes the rip. Nice shot.
Starting to find her groove a little bit, right?
Well, I think she's hitting a little bit more, which I think is a big advantage for her. So now, the second set point. Americans on receive. Nuss. And that one's wide. So another point for Canada.
That's that long look that Misty was talking about. You know, you want a little bit of information. She waited way too long on that.
Third set point for the USA. Nuss. Line popped up, no, and that will do it.
Yes!
She has more options.
Cross court, Nuss has the dig. Nuss tapping. Bansley read it easily. And Bansley, Nuss again. Kristen Nuss. And she puts it away. We've got some hard spiking, folks.
Yeah, nobody up. You want it.
Yes!
You know, right now they're focusing on you know, they're going after her. She only has 8 kills. She's got 7 errors. They haven't gone to Vukovic once with the serve.
So Kristen Nuss down the line to Bansley.
Yeah! Oh!
Nice shot.
And a lot of people thought that Taryn Cloak would be making her Olympic appearance indoor, right? She was an outside hitter at Creighton, 4th most kills in school history. Led her team as a sophomore to the Elite 8.
Vukovic's parked at the net. Down the line. Bansley got it into the corner. Well, Heather Bansley, she's got to hit the ball in the court, and if she does, she's darn good.
There's been a couple times though that on the transition, I think Vukovic is going to go over on 2. I'm like, well, maybe she'll take this risk and go over on 2, and she keeps setting.
And you want to, right?
Every now and then, I would like to see an over on 2 from Vukovic.
Now Nuss tries her patented cut shot, and she misses.
I'll tell you the bright spot for Bansley. She's got this jump float, and it's really different than most people. If you take a look at where she starts her serve, she's 10 feet, 12 feet behind the line, and it gives the ball more time to dip and weave.
I'll tell you what, Bansley's playing for that cut shot. She would have had that cut shot, I believe. Now, here comes Cloth. And Cloth wrapping and tapping.
But again, they just got up close.
Yes!
Taryn Cloth, an outside hitter at Creighton University before making the change. Here comes Bansley. Blocked. Vukovic with a little detonation.
That's the first hit we've seen from and the crowd loved it.
Canada with the lead. And it's working.
You know, the biggest match of their lives, right? First Olympics, first match of the Olympics. It looks like they're walking through the Garden Tuileries right now.
I hope you got that right, my friend. 5-5 our score, and Vukovic's into the net. One thing I noticed about Kristen Nuss.
Yes!
She can't reach it. She can't go outside.
I think their strategy, they got to serve Nuss deep, and every time she goes deep, she has that long approach. She's been cutting every time. If they can kind of figure that out, I think they can play into her cut a little bit more.
6-5. Nuss is right there. And Nuss curls it. Blocked. And down.
Yes!
You gotta extend your arm. She had the right shot. It was just a good delay by Cloth.
Americans by 2, leading 7-5 here in the second set. Here comes Bansley. Cross court.
Yes!
So now, 8-5 our story. And a timeout is called by Canada, the United States, on a 4-0 run. For more on the Americans, let's go down to Dave Glenn.
Well, you guys know Kristen Nuss had an unreal college career, leading.
Not to my face.
She's such a competitor. I don't know if I would say it exactly to her.
Now Cloak will serve. It's 8-5, United States with a lead. Cloak tapping and diving, nobody there.
Did get? Yes, he did.
It really even magnifies when she plays with someone who's one of the tallest players in U.S. women's history. And Nuss says she really uses that height disadvantage as a cause, as a purpose. She wants to show the American youth across the country that even if you're 5'5", even if you're 5'6", you can play at the highest level and represent your country.
Both 9 kills, just 1 error as Bukovic.
Yes!
Coming from that right side. Most over on 2 takes place when you're a left side, when the taller player's on the left side.
6 straight points for the Americans. Nuss. Tapping.
Yes!
They just stay so patient. She lets the block develop, and she just hangs in that angle ready to run it down. It's just a nice, patient, disciplined defense.
Heather Bansley has received 28 serves. That's 29. Bukovic, none. Kristen Nuss on the attack. Cloak is standing there. And she flies one out of bounds.
You know, in the last couple of timeouts, I've seen that actually Cloak breathing a little bit heavier, right? Maybe not quite as fit cardiovascularly as Nuss. This might be a chance where Canada, you flip it over and make the blocker do a little siding out.
That stops a 6-0 run by the Americans. Now Nuss coming inside, over the top, into the corner, precise.
Do a little siding out.
That stops a 6-0 run.
Oh, yes, she got a point.
She uses every single part of the court, including the jumbo shrimp over the high cross court.
12-6 the United States. Here comes Bansley again, getting every single serve. Nuss runs it down. Oh, and close with a miss.
I think as a player, being the defender the majority of the time, I would hate playing against shooters. Like playing against Holly, playing against Barb. You know, they spread out the court. They make the court feel big, like you said. I would rather play against a hitter.
Pressure on the Canadians. Bansley's got it. And Bansley puts it away. Nice play.
We talked about transition hits. Bansley, that was the toughest situation she's got herself out of. That's been the difference here tonight so far. Both players making amazing defensive plays, but Nuss has been the better in transition offensively.
12-8 now. Now Nuss will try it again. Little floater. Oh, what enough! Bansley! Open net! Nuss. Right back at you, Nuss.
Yes!
She actually went over the plane of the net, and unfortunately, that's not one of the things that you could challenge.
So we've come to the technical timeout. The Americans leading 12-9.
You know, Nuss is not just a great volleyball player. She won the championship. She was the MVP of that team. Player of the state. Basketball, she was the MVP. They won 2 back-to-back state championships for her school as well.
And that's out of bounds. Nuss has been good. She's always good, but she hasn't been quite as precise as we've seen her.
I think Sophie Vukovic does a great job. I'm watching her shoot the laser. She gets really down low, delays that block, and then pops up. So the later the block delays, the ball's dropping for that shooter.
Canada scored 4 in a row. Clove tapping again. So Taryn Clove.
Yes.
Wow.
I think some of them are here too.
They better be.
Watching her.
13-10 now. This set's shaping up much like set number 2. Hard work going on. Cross court, Nuss with a dig. It was touched on the block. Little tapper. Blocked.
What? Yes.
What? Block into the antenna, so
Are you freaking kidding me?
You got to know how to use the block. Facing one way, turns it back down the line. Really nice shot.
Kind of like the foul pole in baseball, although if you hit the antenna here, it's no good. Down the line, and a kill there.
Yes.
For a 6'4" player.
Setting is something she's had to work on, and she started utilizing her hands, and she's had great transition sets for Nuss. But definitely the overhand setting is something she's had to adjust to from the indoor game.
Nuss has 11 kills and 14 digs, so she's got the double-double.
14 digs. That's by far the most we've seen all day today.
2-point lead. Canada serves out.
Yes.
3-point lead for the United States as we take a peek from the stands. Vukovic has been dying to hit the ball. She got her chance there.
That was right in her window. She got her feet there. She got her shoulder under that ball. She's got to get her feet in a perfect position. Keep this ball on her right shoulder and turn. It's hard when you're looking at the ball coming over that left shoulder. But that pass.
But you're talking about it, right? You got to pass into the window. And it's a different window than if you're passing for yourself to hit.
So Canada doing the tighten up as Vukovic, the 3-time. Champion at USC. Down the line, Nuss with a stab.
Yep.
Bansley with the stab.
Yes.
And here's why I love the offside stuff. Is because afterwards, you're going to get done. And then they're going to have to take care of the pass and the set and the hit, right? It just lengthens it and it shows patience and it makes the other team work.
Now the Canadians, they won't quit.
I don't know how that got by the block, but she was able to squeak it by that right hand. Close was sealing that line.
You defenders always say that. You guys always say that. Like, how past you at the net. And there's a lot of net to cover, Misty.
Here comes Nuss. Dug up. Heather Bansley. Tapping.
Yes.
Gets the great set and then just trying to be a little too perfect. Someone wise once said, perfection's the enemy of good. Just be good.
Serving to Bansley. Dug up, 30 feet. Nuss, nobody out. And she puts it.
Yes!
Great transition step. Look at this dig. It's high. As a setter, I hate the high ball, but she controls it enough to get Nuss right on the net. Good body control by Nuss for not touching it.
You need to stop the match because now is the time. Because yes, because yes.
And what they're saying is there's a certain protocol of when you challenge something. And you can't wait till the end of the play for certain challenges. Which is crazy, right? We haven't seen it very much, but you're actually supposed to challenge while the ball's still in the air across the net. Hard to do.
Well, there's a rule that could be changed sometime soon. I think a reasonable period of time will work. Oh, Heather Bansley getting a workout tonight. As Cloth eyeballs her again.
Yes!
Serve Bansley and take the line. And that's exactly what Cloth did.
And they've done it 99% of the time.
And Bansley is down. And it pops right.
Yes! Das wird jetzt.
For the first match point. Sharon Cloth will serve it. Off speed, Nuss has got it. Now Bansley takes a rip. Nuss for the win. Yes!
Yes, we won!